Crypto has been a bloodbath this week. Pretty much everything went down, but there's one meme coin that's outperforming everything else, and that's Toshi. The question is, does it still make sense to buy Toshi? How much more could this token go up? What's the potential upside? And is this really artificial or is this organic? Let's have a look at the data most people aren't considering. Let's look deep into the blockchain. So we are currently at 0.12 cents. We are up 211% this week. And that happened while at the same time Bitcoin went down by 8.5%. This month Toshi went up by almost 800% and Bitcoin went pretty much sideways during the same time period. And so across all meme coins on CoinMarketCap in the last week, Toshi was the top performer. And that's especially impressive because the smaller tokens with less market cap, they should have some kind of an inherent leverage, right? The smaller a token is, the more it should go up during bullish times and it should go down during bearish times. But Toshi, even though its market cap is already $500 million, was the best performing meme coin. Now, this is not the first video on Toshi on this channel. I published one 2 days ago and that video outperformed the average video by 30%. That was when the price was still below 1 cent, so at 0.75 cents. Again, now we are above a cent at 1.2. And so I try to be early on this channel, right? I try to cover tokens that have positive momentum, but potential more upside as well. So if you don't want to miss the next video, feel free to subscribe over here. But let's now get deeper into the data. In the last 24 hours, Toshi took some kind of a breather. Everything is going down and so did Toshi by 10.8%. But that's really just a small correction in an overall bullish rally. Now, what's very interesting is that we see more than 2,000 sellers and only 1,300 buyers. So there's only 37% buyers versus 63% sellers. Usually when there's that much of a mismatch, we'd see way more of a drop. So it seems like there are deep pockets that still support the Toshi price because the buying versus selling volume is relatively balanced. It's simply the number of buyers versus number of sellers that have that much of a mismatch. Now, most trading actually does not happen on the base chain. Most trading happens on the centralized exchanges. So that's on Coinbase. 45% of Toshi is traded over there. And we've also got perpetual futures, so bets on the price. And that's dominated by MEXC. On chain, we've got a bit over 500,000 holders, but not all of those holders are created equal. And so that's why we look into the analytics. Now, what we see over here is the number of returning users per day. So how many wallets that have traded Toshi in the past are trading it yet again? And it seems like there are many wallets that are suddenly waking up. Now, we can't ignore the latest data point because today isn't yet over. There is a good chance that we'll see another all-time high yet again. Yesterday, we saw almost 30,000 wallets on chain that suddenly started Toshi that did have some trading activity before. When we zoom out a little bit, we can see how the attention for the token comes in waves. So what we see on the left is the number of buyers and sellers per day. And what we see on the right is the ratio of buyers versus sellers every day. And of course, you want to buy whenever there's very few buyers and sellers, when there's little attention. And you want to rather sell when there's a lot of attention, when there's many buyers and sellers. Currently, we are rather high on the attention side. So potentially time to sell. But then on the other hand, crypto is very much momentum driven, right? And when a price rises, it tends to rise for a bit longer until it doesn't though. And so finding realistic trading ranges is always pretty useful. But let's have a look at what the retail investor is doing versus what the whales are doing, right? Because in the end, I do believe that the whales tend to make the better long-term calls. The whales are whales because they tended to trade pretty well in the past. And there is some correlation, right? If you've got the skill to have achieved nice past performance, that skill will also translate into the future. Of course, not everybody that got lucky in the past will get lucky in the future, but crypto is not just a game of luck. It's a game of luck and skill. And so let's look at retail first. This here's retail. On the left side, we see the number of wallets that have any amount of tokens. So that can be just a few cents, and this is going up in the last days. In the middle, we see the number of wallets that have at least 8,000 tokens. tokens. So at the current price, that's $9. So a bit of play money. And on the right, we've got the number of wallets that have 80,000 tokens or $100 worth of the token. Initially, those small retail investors bought, but it seems like now as the rally is continuing, they are taking profit. They tend to sell. Now, wallets that have just a few cents of the token or that have $100 worth of the token, of course, do not really move the market. What moves the market are the people that have $1,000 or $10,000 or $100,000 worth of the token. And that can be seen over here. And this is surprising. On the left side, we see the number of wallets with roughly $1,000, in the middle $10,000, on the right $100,000. And all of those wallet cohorts are taking profit massively. The larger the token threshold, the more profit taking seems to be happening. And so the way I interpret this is that when the price is going parabolic like this, and there's many wallets with $100,000 that are simply selling off, that there are a few mega rich whales, some market makers, some centralized exchanges that are buying up everything. Now, we are currently in an expanding market. There's money flowing in from traditional finance into crypto. We can see this in the stablecoin market cap. I like this chart quite a lot because it has very little volatility and it shows us very clearly if we are currently contracting and we should be betting on falling prices, or if we are expanding and money is flowing into crypto and we should be betting on rising prices. Since October of 2023, the circulating stable supply has grown by 62%. We are now at $188 billion. When you're sending your hard-earned fiat to Binance, Binance then sends this over to a stablecoin issuer that takes custody of the funds and that then afterwards issues the tokens on the blockchain. And we can see the issuance here in the chart. The thing is though that returns are now very much asymmetric. We can't anymore just buy 100 different altcoins and hope to outperform Bitcoin with that. Have a look at the top performing categories in the last 7 days. It's Memecoin related, it's the Pump.fun ecosystem, it's AI. So unless your portfolio has nothing but AI and meme coins, you're likely underperforming just plain and simply holding Bitcoin. Here is what didn't perform that well. Privacy coins, real world asset protocols, bridge tokens, proof of work tokens, lending and borrowing protocols. And why did those tokens perform worse than say the meme coins and the AI agents? It's because of tokenomics. Everybody got burnt after the DeFi summer because of token unlocks, right? Venture capitalists sold all their allocations. And so when we're speculating with a lot of risk anyways, when we buy all of those altcoins and we want to get the upside, why not simply play fairly player versus player? This is, I believe, why AI and why the meme coins are doing that well. Here, have a look at this, right? This is the tokenomics of the balancer token. This is how much the balancer supply increased over time. Within the span of 4 to 5 years, the supply more than 3x'd. And that then means that the token has to underperform Bitcoin and Ethereum. Over here, this is the balance price relative to Ethereum. So not to the US dollar, because when Ethereum and when Bitcoin goes up, then of course Balancer goes up as well, but it's always about relative performance. Do we get more performance by taking on more risk compared to just buying Bitcoin? And for most tokens, unfortunately, the answer is no. We don't see that outperformance, right? Balancer versus ETH did very, very poorly. And that is why people now get into meme coins, etc. Because the supply is not expanding. We do not see an underperformance of literally 99%. What performed best in the last 7 days? SPX 6900 and Fartcoin. Both are meme coins. SPX 6900 is now at $1.53. Fartcoin is at $1.34. And it's always about being early. Now, how fair is meme coin trading? It's 100% player versus player, but at least it's not venture capitalists or insiders or team versus player. But player versus player in the end still means that the player that has most information and that has most skills tends to make most money. So simply just gambling on altcoins isn't going to cut it. It's about getting the right info. And so have a look at SPX 16900. There are several alerts here, and Kyle Chessy bought the token at 47 cents. Again, now we are more than 3x that value. Or have a look at Fartcoin. Kyle Chessy bought at 4.5 cents. And he's not buying small amounts, right? He's buying 20K over here. Those 4 to 5 cents turned into $1.34. before. So that's a 20-25x from here, right? If you make bets like this, it's okay if half of the bets, if even 3/4 of the bets go down. It's really an approach comparable to what the professionals are doing, right? It's buying a lot of small things, but only buying a lot of things where there's a lot of upside. You don't want to buy a lot of large altcoins. You want to buy a lot of small ones, and you want to only buy the things where the insiders have some knowledge. So I've talked about Kyle Chessy now twice in this video. Here is his YouTube channel. He's got 141,000 subscribers. And the reason why we've got these kind of alerts is because we track his wallets. We've got 12 of Kyle Chessy's wallets in total. Have a look at this. This is Crypto Banter. They've got 1.1 million subscribers. And here's the thing with crypto. There isn't a lot of regulation, right? A lot of people simply buy a token and then afterwards promote it on YouTube. And so when a channel with 1.1 million subscribers talks about a token, of course this generates attention. Of course attention leads to purchases, and of course purchases lead to rising prices. And we've got 33 of Crypto Banter's wallets. We know when they are buying and selling. Or check this out. Alex Becker's channel, 1.55 million subscribers, even more. We've got 12 of his wallets. Making money in crypto, I believe, is all about buying with the anticipation that more people will buy afterwards. Now, if influencers buy something and they talk about something, it's likely that there will be a lot of purchases afterwards, right? Depending on how large the token is, of course, and how large the following of the influencer is. If Alex Becker is talking about Bitcoin going up, it's very unlikely that that's going to move the needle. But if Kyle Chessy is buying Fartcoin for 4 cents, then this might move the needle. Now, I like this strategy that much that I made a dedicated tutorial section just on this topic. How can we find influencer wallets? How can we track influencer wallets? And how can we interpret the signals that we get from the tracking? It's all part of the premium membership of this channel. Feel free to check it out. It's thebitcointrader.com. Premium is not just about wallet tracking. It's also about risk mitigation. It's also about on-chain analytics. There's more than 100 tutorial videos in total in premium. So feel free to check it out. It's currently $165 per month. There's also a 1-week money back guarantee. So in case you don't learn anything, etc., just message me within the first 7 days and I refund you 100%. There's really zero risk for you. When there are a few wallets that buy up everything and the number of whales with $100,000 worth of Toshi is actually coming down, that means that this current rally is probably not that organic. It seems like the Toshi price is manipulated when all of crypto is going down, but Toshi is going up that massively, and somebody has their hands in the project quite massively. In theory, of course, there could be more upside potential because the market cap of Toshi is roughly 500 million, and there are base tokens that are way larger than this. There are base tokens above 1 billion, close to 2 billion, even 10 billion. But I've got my strong doubts that Toshi will be manipulated to similar levels to Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu, by the way, has most of its supply on Ethereum, not on Base. It's also listed on Base, but it's not centrally price discovered over there. I personally like to follow the smart money, and it seems like the larger the token holding is, the more profit is been taken. There's simply just 1 or 2 market actors that buy up everything, and that of course generate a lot of attention with that. But those kind of people don't just buy the token in order to invest in this, in order to hold this forever, right? They're buying this in order to afterwards dump it again. Those are pump and dump schemes. I think there are 2 ways to play this game. If you currently hold Toshi or you're considering to buy Toshi, then probably the best is to have some kind of a trailing stop loss, right? As the price gets manipulated further to the upside, as those few wallets buy up more and more the supply, you can simply just ride the wave in order to then exit once things turn around. Now, the second more advanced strategy is to short Toshi, so to bet on falling prices of Toshi. Now, there is some risk here because the issue is if enough people short Toshi, then the manipulators will simply buy up more of the token, inducing a short squeeze, and then the token can go totally parabolic. But if there aren't enough people that short Toshi, and if the price doesn't go parabolic, then it might make sense to dollar cost average in a short, right? The same way as we buy Bitcoin regularly on dips because we believe long term the price will go up. We can dollar cost average into a short position because we believe that long term Toshi shouldn't be that expensive because this is not a natural rally. For me personally, the token is a bit too high risk. I prefer to buy tokens that have organic growth, where there's not just a few players that dictate all the price action. If you got some value out of this video, feel free to subscribe. I publish videos regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. See you in the next video, or see you in premium. Cheers.